Hey, what's up folks? Hope you're doing good today. What I've got here with me is a Cadillac CT5V Blackwing, and it's receiving a full body PPF wrap. Trying to make these a little bit more brief than historically I do. What you're watching in this video is primarily going to appeal to paint protection film technicians, installers. It's a little trick that I picked up over the years about how to trim back and limiting the amount of tearing off of your etching line of the film that you experience. Basically, when you have film tucked into any kind of curve and then you add a second curve to that and the film is overlapping, anybody that's been installing and doing custom wraps for any period of time have experienced they etch it perfectly, and as they're pulling, the film kinks and then it rips. So there are added steps versus just etching your line one time and tearing it perfectly along the line. But typically we're not dealing with perfect situations where it's always ideal to do one etch. This is a kind of a multiple etch, trim away the wild excess and limit how much kinking that film can do as it pulls, because film likes to, whether you're rolling it up or you're unrolling it, you're pulling cap sheet back, you're pulling the film back to float it, it likes to pull along one kind of we'll call it an axis for lack of a better term. It wants to roll kind of like an ocean wave, one direction. You don't want it like with ocean waves where they overlap at an angle, because with film it starts to kink, and that's the source of that problem. I'm going to show you in this video how you can alleviate that condition. So give me 1 second, I'll set this camera up and I'll show you how to do that. To start, I'm going to demonstrate how typically your instinct's going to be for trimming. It's going to be start wherever over here, and then you're going to trim it. As you can see, the panel sits flat, and then it hits that first low spot. It goes down, over, and then up. So what folks will want to do is, whether it's the very low spot or to this side, you know, basically the bottom of the vertical portion here, they'll trim it one time, etch it, and then they'll begin to pull it. And as you're going to see, and that's what I'll do, and I'll do it slowly, but you're going to see on this edge right here, it's going to begin to kink. And when it kinks, if you watch where that film is tearing along the etch, you'll see added stress towards the inside. You have to forgive me if the lens bounces just a little bit, because I've got this camera secured to the glass. It's not on a tripod. There's no way to get a tripod up there. I'm going to break this free. Another trick, I guess, offhand, I wasn't thinking about this, but you don't want to have to pull the film back where it is hard stuck to a surface on the waste portion of the film. Grab a squeegee real quick here. I'm going to put it in the low spot, kind of ride that middle. So I know where I'm stopping. I'm going to give myself a little visual waypoint there. So you're going to see, again, this angle work. Let me move this just a little bit. You're going to see it's going to begin to kink. Hop on my etch. And if you trim here and you don't have it kinking as you go, that means, let me show you before I say. Can you see the stress that's already happening because it's kinking right here in the middle? The film on this side is rolling this way. It's doing this, and then it's also peeling back at the split. And you can see where the film is etched and it starts to tear. It's actually taking the good piece of film, and you can see there's a tension. If it's going to tear anywhere, historically, it's going to be into the piece you want to keep. Again, watch right there in the corner. You can see the tension that's on it. Now, two, what's happening here? I don't know if I can show you from this angle, from that angle, but because there's so much material, it's doing all kinds of things on the back side of the film as well. This over here. Turn that. There we go. It's doing all kinds of wild things on the backside. The point is, it's adding stress to the edge that you don't want stress. Now, there are ways to alleviate it while not changing anything else. One of those is you keep it fed. If you're in the position where you don't have a choice as to what if you're in a position where you can't trim off the excess material, you can use another tool to attempt to keep this portion flat that you're pulling away. And that will assist. You should be able to see it instantly there. Way less tension. Right? And you can do that. But what works even better is this. Oh, I said if you didn't etch properly, if you cut all the way, if you don't, how did I phrase it? If you etch it and you're peeling it back without the trick I just showed you, and it's not attempting to kink, that means you cut all the way through the film. So as you're pulling it, it doesn't matter what's over here. You could grab it and just yank it off, and it's not going to affect this because it has been severed. And when will you know that? Well, when the film comes off, your client takes the film off, they're going to be left with hack work. So let's presume you're doing it properly. Here's the alternative. What I'm going to do, so I came to this spot right here. That's kind of what I've got anticipated for what I'm going to be doing here. This is what we're going to do is multiple cuts. Lay this back down. And so I'm going to etch this piece. Where did I go to? Came to right here. So it's going to take it a little longer. Now what I'm going to do, this one, it's not going to have any problems because it's like that wave, right? It's coming one direction, it's rolling over. As long as it rolls, there should not be problems. There we go. Right there. Much easier. Very little risk. Plus, if it does tear, and you start with this piece, well, when this recorder gets film, I'm going to go over and match up against this. So I have a little bit more threshold here before, that's the end of it, where it could tear, and it's not going to matter. Alright, now watch. I'm not using the extra tool. I don't know, I'm going to have to go until I feel just some resistance here, but we shouldn't have that, the good side, it should not have too much tension. As you can see there, it's playing really nice. And it's gliding right along that edge. Gotta have soft hands because when I bump up against the spot where I stopped, which, right there. Okay. That's it though. That is the trick. Now, seems like a small matter, and it is. It's not complicated, but what you're doing is you're isolating the concern. You're getting rid of the real problem. The real problem is not necessarily that there's a lot of material you're peeling away. The problem is that the extra material, it doesn't matter if it's this long or if I cut back halved this portion, it's the fact it's kinking as it rolls. It's not like a wave that's falling one direction. It's like two waves coming together, and it's creating a kink right in that portion. So that's pretty much it. If you appreciate this tip, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting the bell icon so that when any of my new videos come out, you'll have access to them. Puts it kind of in front of you. Feel free to leave your feedback, comments about if you think this is garbage. Okay. If you appreciate it, anything you put in there is going to help with the algorithms that YouTube has, and comes back and puts our content in front of more people. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys are having a great day, you guys and ladies, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.